Hey, what's going on YouTube? Adam C here. Thanks for watching. Adam C Solo on Instagram, and you can get discounts at northfinusa.com or southeastcichlids.com by entering promo code AdamC, all caps, all one word. Anyway, moving past all that boring stuff, I have promised you guys a complete fish room tour, and damn it, that's what we're doing here today. So first, let's start with this 125. This is a standard 125. The background is from Universal Rocks. It's the Castle Gray crystal wall, and the rocks are from Universal as well, and they match. In this tank I have my breeding group of Mylachromis spilostitius. They're probably my most prolific breeders. 3 of them in here. I also have 11 Buccochromis heterotania. They range in size from 3 inches to 4.5 inches. Sorry. I used to have 12 of them, if you guys remember. So what happened to the 12th one? Well, there was 3 of them in here that were like 4.5 inches, and I thought those are probably males. Let's move them into the 220, and I can grow them out a bit quicker. And do you know how that went? Here's how that went. Yeah, a 4.5 inch fish got eaten by a 6 inch fish. I mean, who expects that to happen? So that was completely my fault. I didn't expect it to happen, but they are predators, and I blew it on that one. So obviously I moved them back in here very quickly. But on top of that, I also have 5 Lichnochromis acuticeps, Malawi gar, and they're about 3 inches. Honestly, I don't know what I'm going to do with the buccos and the lichnos in here. I would like to form breeding groups, but it's all going to come down to if I have space to accommodate something like that. So that's tank number 1. Let's move on. Here's a 75 gallon that I'm using mainly as a grow out. Well, completely as a grow out for some younger fish. In here I have 40 F1 Buccochromis rhodocii yellow, and I have 80 Mylachromis spilostitius. My goal in here is if I can get these fish up to where maybe they're 3 inches, that might be hoping for a little bit too much with the bio load, but at least that's what I'm trying for. Maybe I can spot a few males here and there, and we'll see how that goes. So that's what's going on in there. Here is a group of Cyanochromis niaceae. Pretty uncommon hap. This is a 40 breeder. Like the other ones, I'm just trying to grow them out a little bit so I can decide what I want to do with them. I know a lot of my answers in these tanks are you know, what am I doing until I can figure it out? But you know, that's what I do. I buy too many fish, and then I'm stuck with figuring it out later. But whatever I do, I'll make sure I get them a good sized tank, and hopefully I'll be able to breed them. I do have a wild male already in my 220, so he'll figure into this as well. This I believe is 1 male and 2 females, so there's starting to see a little bit of color there. I'm really excited about this group. I've never really worked with them very often at all, so something new for me. Here is another 40 gallon. I have the rock in here just so they have a little bit of habitat. But I'm growing out in here. I have 4 Tyrannochromis macrostoma. I'm hoping that I can get them big enough in this 40 that I can then add them into a 125. But they're only like 2.5 to 3.5 inches now. That's how I bought them, so I knew that going in. But they're kind of limited to being in here for right now until I can figure something else out. So far they're doing great. They should grow pretty quickly, so I'm excited about that. Here is just a standard 20 tall. We have fry in here, and these are F1 Taniolethrinaut versicata yellow. They're probably 3/4 of an inch right now. I think there is 55 or 60 in here. This is the first batch that I've gotten from my group, so I'm certainly pretty excited to see them. I like if they could get up a little bit bigger. I'd like to keep them until they're 2.5 to 3 inches before selling them. But again, I may run out of space, so space seems to be a big determinant of what I'm able to do in the fish room. Everyone says get a lot more tanks. Guys, I would love to get more tanks. But then you're going to have to explain to my wife why I have more tanks, because I would be sleeping on probably outside. I'm at my limit with tanks with my wife, and honestly, I can't blame her. You start with 1 tank, and next thing you know, you're at 10 tanks, and you're taking up her space in the garage, and blah, blah, blah. You guys get it. Here is a 20 long, and here we also have Mylachromis spilostitius. These are about 1 inch. There's about 50 in here. I do have quite a few tanks of these that I keep selling, but they keep breeding, so they're a very good producing group. If you guys do like these fish, I know a lot of people ask, do I ship these? Will I ship some to you? I don't ship directly to any buyers, but I do ship in bulk to online sellers. And my last shipment of these I sent to Dave at davesfish.com. So if you guys do want any of these Mylachromis, you can go on Dave's website and he has them available. So I do sell to a variant of different websites, but right now he's the only one that has any of my fish. Getting to the show tanks in the basement, the first one is a 125. The background is from Universal Rocks. It's the Rocky background variant, gray in color, so it does a nice job of giving it some dimension to this tank. This is a group of 4 wild Taeniolethronot Versicauda Yellow. They just recently started breeding for me. This is a small group here. I lost a lot of them when I caught the female for stripping. There's only 6 in there. The previous group had about 60 in there. This is three females and 1 male. There's the females there from 5 inches to 6.5. There's the male. He's about 7.5 inches. Got nice egg spots going. And I'm really excited about these fish just starting to breed. So we'll go ahead and feed them now while we're watching. This is a group that I've really enjoyed working with lately. Just something a little bit different than the haps you see every day. And finally, we will end with the 220. This is my main show tank. The background is from Aqua Decor, as are the rocks as well. These haps, they range from 4 inches to 10 inches, the largest being the Lichtenchromis acuticeps. The Dimidiochromis kawingi is also pretty good in size. The oldest fish is the Protomelis ornatus. He's about 8 years old now, had him for a long time, as well as the Sapphire is a pretty old fish, also around that age. Everything else is just a mix of different predator haps and some more common haps you see, such as a Copidochromis azurus, stuff like that. So I really enjoy this tank. It kind of gives a nice feel for what these fish can become when when you keep them long enough. You certainly can't keep breeding groups of 20 different types of fish, which is about what I have in here. So it's nice to have an example of many different types to be able to look at and appreciate. So we'll go ahead and feed these guys as well. They certainly like the Northvid cichlid formula. I mix between that and the Krill Pro, and they do great on that. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the full tour. Comment if you like. Certainly, I would appreciate that. If you guys ever want to private message me, you can do that on Instagram at AdamCSolo, and I'll get back to as many of you as I can. So I appreciate you guys watching, and see you next time.